Hello friends, I am Dr. Madhukar Jadhav. In previous lecture, we have studied regarding various characteristics of contours, and also we have studied direct method of locating the contours. In this lecture, we are going to study regarding indirect method of contouring, in that cross-section method and square method we are going to study. So starting with indirect method of contouring. In this method, the points to be located and surveyed are not necessarily on the contour lines, but the spot levels are taken along the series of lines laid out over the area to be surveyed. The spot levels of the several representative points representing nature of the ground, such as hills, depressions, ridge and valley lines, and the changes in the slope all over the area to be contoured are also observed. Next, then positions of these points on the map or plan and the contour lines are drawn by interpolation techniques. This method of contouring is also known as contouring by spot levels. In short, in this indirect method of contouring, first of all, we have to go to the area to be surveyed, and in that area we have to set the dumpy level at a proper point. We have to take the first reading on the benchmark, and then we have to take the reading at different points depending upon the importance of that particular survey. And after that, in the field, after the field work is over, we have to find out the reduced level of all the points which we have surveyed by spot levels. Next slide. In case of indirect methods of contouring, again there are three sub methods. First one is called as cross section method, second one is square or grid method, and third one is the tachometric method. So this tachometric method we are going to study in the next unit. Only this first and second method we are going to study in this unit. So starting with cross section method. This method is most suitable for preparing contour map for roadways or railway work or for the construction of canal. Typically, when the land has very narrow strip having narrow width. Now see, in this map, this is the width of that strip, and this strip may be 1 kilometer, maybe 2 kilometer, maybe 10 kilometer, or maybe 100 kilometer, depending upon the length of that project. As we know, for the roads, the length may be in kilometers. For the canals also same thing, and for railway also the length is in hundreds of kilometers. So in case of cross section method, when the width is less but length is more, then in that case this cross section method is very suitable. Next slide. Steps involved in this cross section method. First step, the center line of a strip of a land is first marked. So as we have seen, for example, one center line we have to mark. Center line of the strip of a land is first marked. Next step, lines perpendicular to the longitudinal strips are marked, dividing the strip into equal sections. So see, here whatever the area to be surveyed, we have divided into equal strips, maybe a rectangle like this. So equal sections or equal strips. Next one, the perpendicular lines are divided into equally spaced divisions, thus forming a rectangular grid. Next step, levels are then taken at the intersection of the grid lines to obtain the cross-sectional profile of the strip on land. So see, whatever these corners of each rectangle are there, at each of these points we have to hold the staff, and from a particular instrument station we have to take the reading on all these points. Whatever the corner points are there, on all that corner points we have to take the readings. Levels are taken at the intersection of the grid lines to obtain the cross-section profile of the strip of the land. Next step, contour map is prepared in the office by interpolating the points of equal elevation based upon the level taken at the site. So after finding out the readings in the office, we have to find out the reduced levels, and then on map we have to draw the rectangles, and then by interpolating we have to find out the positions of each points, and then we have to join the points having equal elevation so that we will get the contour map for that area. Next slide. Second method, that is square or grid method. This method is suitable for contouring of plains or gently sloping grounds, for contouring of a dam, or we can say for contouring of the dam, means where width is wider one, or we can say length and widths are same. In that case we have to go for square or we can say grid method. Now various steps which are involved in this method are: first one, in this method the whole area is divided into number of squares, the sides of which may vary from 5 meter to 30 meter depending upon the nature of the ground and the contour interval. The square need not be of the same size throughout the survey or throughout the area to be surveyed. Next point, the contours of the squares are pegged out, and reduced levels of these points are determined with the level. So what we have to do, whatever the squares are there, or you can say corners of the square, at that corners we have to insert one peg, and then on all of the pegs we have to keep the leveling staff, and we have to take the readings, and then we have to determine the reduced levels of all these points. Next slide. Third point, the important points within the square may be taken when required and located by measurements from the corners of the squares. The squares are plotted and the reduced levels of the corners are written on the plan. And next step, contour map is plotted in the office by interpolating the points of equal elevation based on the levels taken on the contour map of the square. Now see, this is the extent of the area. We have divided that area into square, and again these are the small squares of that particular area to be surveyed. Now by keeping the staff at every point of the square, we have to take the staff reading, and then we have to find out a reduced level for each of the corners of the square. So for example, for this reduced level is 102.8, for this 102.6, for this 102.1, for this 101.3, and so on. Here it is 98.7 for this corner. For this corner it is 99.3, means we can say the ground is sloping like this. So with a suitable scale we have to plot this square on the drawing sheet, and then we have to write down all the RLs of these corner points, and then we have to plot the contour lines depending upon the contour interval. For example, suppose I want to plot the contour line for 102. So starting from this point, here RL is 101.6, here RL is 102.3, means the reduced level 102 may be in between these two corners. So the exact point is find out by interpolation. So by interpolation we will get this point on this line. Then in between these 2 points, this is 101.3 and this is 102.1. So near to this we will get the point 102. Similarly, on this by interpolation we have to find out exact position of 102, and then the contour line 102 will go out of the range of the map. So by joining all these points we will get the contour line for 102. Similarly, say for 100, so for that first point which we have selected is in between 99.8 contour and 100.3 contour.